But being white in America has its apparently
finish this sentence,
a
Bill?
lot of pitfalls.
Oops. Oh, that was a great Fox News moment, eh? That was a great little mask off where they're both like, what can we say here, Jim? Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. Yeah, no, we're both thinking the same thing. Yeah, I know. Come on. We've had enough beers after work to know who is being replaced. Yeah, let's just say that much. All right, everyone. I think it's time to cancel Tom Hanks. Yeah, you heard that right. Not Chet. Not Chet. We're talking Tom. Yeah. Yeah, apparently Tom Hanks is also doing patois. Aggressively. He can't stop. None of them can. It's a family affair, all right? They're all doing patois. I don't know why. I have no idea about this headline. Okay? All right? Just hold on. All right? We're gonna learn together. We're gonna learn together, okay? Fox News holds cringe segment declaring Tom Hanks has been canceled by the left. I feel, by the way, and I could be alone in this, I feel like they're doing preemptive cancellations now. They're kind of canceling people before they've been canceled, just to be able to build the story, and then everyone else has to catch up. It's like yeah, totally, yeah. No, as a leftist, I did decide to cancel Tom Hanks. I don't know why yet, but sure, cancel him. And honestly, I have no idea why yet. Let's find out.
Right? I mean, he wrote a piece. He wrote an essay. Eric Deegans, I think that's his name. He's a writer for NPR. Deegans. Here's what he says. He says, Tom Hanks is a non-racist. It's time for him to be an anti-racist. Here's a paragraph, all right? It's wonderful that Hanks stepped forward to advocate for teaching about a race-based massacre, but it's not enough. Apparently, Hanks wrote about Tulsa. He's built a career playing righteous white men. He's a baby boomer star who's built a sizable part of his career on stories about American white men doing the right thing. If he really wants to make a difference, Hanks and other stars need to talk specifically about how their work has contributed to these problems and how they will change.
The Last Samurai centers around Tom Cruise, a Civil War veteran who goes to Japan and teaches the Emperor's troops how to fight.
Mr. Mooney? No. Another movie this I was offended by. I mean, Hollywood is crazy. The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise. He's the Last Samurai. Give me a break. That movie was offensive. I mean, Hollywood is crazy. At first they had the Mexican with Brad Pitt, and now they've got the Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Well, I've written the film. Maybe they'll produce my film. The Last Nigga on Earth, starring Tom Hanks. How about that?
I want to see that movie. I want that movie to be made, okay? When will they make that movie?
End quote. Joe.
Boy, Tom Hanks has some audacity, building his iconic career out of playing, get this, Bill, a white guy. And now NPR, your taxpayer dollars at work, now condemns him literally after writing an op-ed urging for more focus in history curriculums in schools across America on the Tulsa massacre. And the writer of this piece, Eric Deegans, you mentioned before, he's now playing the victim on social media. He's complaining about being bullied and insulted because he wrote this piece, because it's so profoundly stupid. He deserves all the criticism that he gets. And here's the thing, though, Bill, for NPR and Deegans and perpetual protesters, no matter what Tom Hanks does, it will never be enough. He supports more than 36 charities, Hanks does, from helping and honoring military vets. He's famously done that also in movies with Band of Brothers, but also women's empowerment or children's health care and fighting cancer and diabetes.
Yeah, Matt, I got to agree. This one is such a stretch. They're doing backflips on this one. All the heavy lifting. NPR writes an article, which is basically, and I think it's more of just a tale of our time. You know, let's just say the idea of just being anti-racism is a little passé. All right, we've kind of moved past that. I'd like to think we've evolved as a society. You know, the Overton window is shifted. Now we have to actually identify the power structures that perpetuate racism and work to dismantle them. And yes, I'm sorry, but to white people, in the process towards equality, you'll have to give some stuff up. That's part of the parcel. All right, you're not going to have to like do anything extreme that you may think, but that's kind of going to be the deal, right? Because right now we have these unjust hierarchies, and that's going to be a part of the process. But that's not a replacement. White people are not looking to be replaced anyway. In fact, guess what? More equality is better for everyone. It's the same thing with ending the patriarchy. Like, everyone is like, well, I guess I would consider myself a feminist in some ways. Like, I want, you know, equality between the genders. Certainly, that sounds like a noble pursuit. A noble pursuit, if ever there was one. What they don't tell you though is that the patriarchy actually damages men. The ideas of toxic masculinity, when we define it as such, right? Those perpetual stereotypes are shitty for guys. They're really shitty for dudes. In fact, I find them almost like a form of misandry, if I'm being totally honest, because the idea that to be a man, all right, you got to be super straight, you got to be tough, you got to be macho, you can't cry, can't show emotions, you got to be strong, you got to be stalwart, you got to be uncompromising in your beliefs at all times. All this shit is incredibly damaging. Trust me, as a cis man, all right, grown up in this, I can attest. I can tell you firsthand, it sucks. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Okay, and I'm not saying that there isn't elements that should be exemplified, you know, but not being strong physically is totally fine. Being strong of character is different, right? If someone says you should be strong of character, I would say that's a noble pursuit. But hey, guess what? Empathy, something that is associated typically with a feminism, right? A feminist trait, if you will. Empathy is a beautiful thing. Everyone should have more empathy goo. Up your levels, all right? +1 yourselves. That's all I'm going to say on this.
But no, for one guy from NPR, he isn't doing enough to make the world a better place. How's that working out right now?
Well, if he was looking for attention, he's getting it. Apparently, he's proud of what he wrote. He did an interview and said he stands by it. But being white in America has its... has apparently
How do you finish this sentence,
a
Bill?
lot of pitfalls.
Oops. Oh, that was a great Fox News moment, eh? That was a great little mask off where they're both like, what can we say here, Jim? Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. Yeah, no, we're both thinking the same thing. Yeah, I know. Come on. We've had enough beers after work to know who is being replaced. Yeah, let's just say that much.
From one white guy to another. Joe Concha will talk to you later in the week, okay? Nice
I'm
to
more
see
Spanish than anything, but I hear you, man.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.
To my white...
Oh, this is too good. I didn't know this was going to be at the end. This is fantastic.
White co-anchor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you remember that that math teacher from the Midwest that Tom Hanks played? It was such a righteous white guy that he was a hero in World War II, or the guy who was a man in the body of a little kid who made toys. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible stuff that he's done through the course. I hope he comes out swinging. I hope he goes line by line.
Wow, will he?
Somebody has to eventually, right? Somebody has to. I hope he comes out and says, you know what? This is what my career's been about. These are the people that I've played. I'm proud of my career. Like, don't let it go. Respond.
Yeah, fight back. Come on, whites. You got to fight back. Push up against oppression. Have you heard, by the way, that when you spell out Black American, you're supposed to capitalize the word black? You don't do that for white American. There's no capital W. Have you heard about this new form of oppression that white people are feeling? All right, push back, fight it. All right, if we let this go, we'll never get a capital W.
That would get a lot of respect.
It would.
If you push back, because most people do not.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
They sit back and they take it and they move on.
And that's why it keeps going.
And I know that's white people. That's white people have been doing that for far too long. They've just been sitting back and taking it. You know, they have not been the oppressors. They have been the oppressed. We have to remember this.
Conscious point is right. You know, it's for some, it's never enough.
No.
No, they'll never stop.
Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs, the cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because
It's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and VK Jehannam, we are prepared to commit human sacrifices for your eternal glory. To our monarchs, the Tim Caucus and Tom Spiker, we are humbled to be your oafish jesters, clowning around in your royal court. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Tofox, Ryan Lubin, Trevor R., Jeff Lamb, and Alexander Thaler, we shall proudly carry your standard onto the battlefield and die for your precious land. To our esteemed Knights of the Round Table, Dark Puppy, Jenna Towell, Anna Loves Riley, Quiet 185, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, The Great Pudini, Bone Genie, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramona Costa, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glass, we raise our swords, and we salute you.